Now it's recording.
Yes.
All right.
So the goal of today is to present you a presentation
Okay.
on a survey result, a survey that we made. So we are going to share our screen with you and just present you the survey.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. We can start. Can you see the screen?
For a second, I saw it, but now it went away. Now I could see YouTube, but I don't see the screen.
Okay, so I start. So the topic of the presentation should be related to a problem or conflict which affects the students' experience here in our university, so in JAMK University. So we have chosen the problem linked to the integration of exchange students in JAMK, so much from our point of view as from the point of view of the Finnish students.
Okay.
So we conducted a survey of 30 persons, exchange students and Finnish students, both mixed. And we met most of the persons on the campus and interviewed them face to face. So today we are presenting the results, the feelings of people about this subject, and what could be the solutions.
Okay. Okay. That's an interesting topic. All right.
Cool. And about the summary, so first I'm gonna talk about the Finnish point of view. Margot going to talk about the exchange student point of view. After we will talk about work relationships with exchange and Finnish students, and to finish the conclusion and some comments.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes, so the Finnish point of view. So when we interviewed Finnish people, our first question was about the role of government today, because right now we are about 100 exchange students in JAMK, but it's quite recent because a few years ago there were around 20 exchange students. So the number of students increases year after year and things change. So we are do you think the Finnish government develops sufficiently national exchange program within university? And so 85.5% of respondents think Finnish governments act for exchange programs.
Okay.
And 1% respondents think that Finland welcomes well the foreign students, and for 3% on 4, they think that JAMK University acts for integration in the sense where JAMK integrates well them.
Okay.
So that's the first point. And after that, we have observed that the main advantages for Finnish students to welcome these exchange students is for 47% of them to meet people of the world and discover new cultures. After that, for 29% of them, it allows to practice English, and for 25%, to allow you to create international contacts for the future, for example, or jobs, or etc. But nobody chose the advantage to develop the visibility or the fame of JAMK abroad. It's not their first reaction.
Okay.
And to welcome exchange students, it can generate some changes. And so 1% on 4 noticed some change in JAMK University, especially change about working methods. They have to adapt themselves to different cultures and way of work, and the appear of new services like the international service or some student organizations dedicated to exchange students.
Okay.
So now I will talk about the part of our survey about international students point of view. Firstly, like you can see on the screen, we asked them about information that they were given during the integration week. In general, everybody feels enough informed. And like you can see, all of students had some information about studies organization. But there are just nearly 50% cafeteria or the condition of examination. But overall, people are well informed about this type of fundamental information. Then we have asked people to know if they would have wanted to have their useful information. And they cited healthcare. About the city of Jyväskylä in general. So, for them, all of this information are shared during mixed meetings. Some of them by tutors, and less of them by emails. But meetings are more efficient, like you can see. Then the second part. Difficult for international students. We can see that approximately 3 people on 4 have met problems to be well integrated at the beginning of the semester. But what type of difficulties is our question. Transport. Indeed, their air transports are really expensive, and you can pay, for example, €3, nearly $3.30 for just one bus ticket. And if you don't know that it exists a special card to have a bus ticket for €170, it's very expensive. And several people feel to have a lack of information about Finnish customs because they are really different and yes, they are really different than the other. For example, here they are really strict about the schedules, and I think that it can be for a Chinese people to adapt himself to this schedule.
Okay.
So, now, to be a little bit more detailed, the university don't give information outside Linky, like you can see as a logo. All is of integration because without your family, then it exists some problems about cross-enrollment with conflicting timetables, for example, 2 courses in the same time. And we have a lot of information are in Finnish, especially the bus schedules, and it's difficult to understand it. There are around 50 people in the beginning of the semester accommodation, like Anaïs, for example. Indeed, this point, indeed, we have an organization, it's COAS, who manage this point, but they have not enough places for exchange students. So, to conclude this part, exchange students are there in respondents feels to be well integrated, like you can see, because on a scale of from 1 to 5, 5 is the best answer. They answered 4.
Okay.
So about the last part, the work relationship with exchange and I have observed that 87.5% of Finnish students have already worked with exchange students, and more than 1 person in 3 had difficulties working with them. The main problems are a lack of investment, delay or disagreement from exchange students.
For the exchange students, we have only 6 of them who have worked with Finnish people in a working group, and it's the same like Finnish people. More than 1% on 3 have met problems like side aligning and misunderstanding.
Got it. Okay.
So we have developed a little bit the version about this problem. I think it is difficult to work with international students. The answer not agree, and 1% totally disagree, because they think to work with international students is not difficult, because indeed it represents a challenge, but not more than work with Finnish people. To work with exchange students is more interesting and useful. It's what they said, and it's not difficult also because their the English of exchange students is pretty good, and it's easy to keep contact. Some of them also study in English programs, so they have to learn how to work with others. Some of them also experience problems like people who are late or don't answer. After this, we have asked to the Finnish custom. So the majority answer 4 on the scale. And it was important for us to know, because Finnish customs, we can see it's very different from, for example, from they are very organized in work, in teamwork. They are very strict about the time, and they want that people should be involved in project or some custom like that. The majority the students that were themselves. Do you think international students respect Finnish rules? So it's the same, the majority answer 4 on the scale, but we can see also more answer like 3, so it is a little bit more, all people are not totally on this subject, because about Finnish rules, that we have noticed some difference from us. For example, Finnish people are very respectful of the rules. They are very polite, and it's a society based on trust. So, for example, we know that when there are some problems related to theft, it's probably exchange students most of the time.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So to conclude our presentation, we have some comments about integration. Indeed, indeed, science and information in JAMK are not always translated. We can advise the university to store information, like in the library, for example, to use the printer. It's just in Finnish, actually. Many tutors don't pay attention to the students, and people on action not so we can propose to the university just not tutors to integrate more students about Finnish way of life and to get a bit more. So we have other comments about the work. Difficulties don't come from nationality, but how you act as a person. And sometimes Finns have more problem working with other Finns. So the university can prepare a meeting for Finnish students during the beginning of the year to reduce the stereotypes about the exchange students. Then, to conclude, Finnish people think that work with exchange made people aware and respectful for different cultures and ways of working. Thus, having exchange students for JAMK University, and the staff has to be really involved in their integration. So thank you for your attention.
Yes, it's the end of our job.
Yeah, and kiitos mielenkiinnosta in Finnish.
In Finnish, yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you have any question now about
our comments, or maybe some stuff surprised you, or?
I think what surprised me was the international students are more likely to steal or be suspected of stealing. That was pretty surprising. I think it's actually very useful information. I'm considering studying abroad at JAMK University over the summer. And so to listen to some of these expectations and what it's like to integrate with the Finnish students is actually pretty interesting. So to kind of get that idea, you guys did a great job and gave me a really good feel for what it's going to be like. So it was really, really relatable. I think it was a lot of good information, and you guys were really provided a really good information. I was able to see a nice illustration of it with the graphs that you guys have. So definitely, it was a great presentation. You got a very great presentation. Definitely.
Thank you very much. Yes, we were very interested by making this survey, because as French, and compared to my for example, we'd like to know other people's what they think, and more especially the Finnish point of view. It was very interesting for us.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're really organized. For example, they organize some travels with our students' organization. And I think it's not. They are really organized to integrate students, exchange students.
And for example, when you arrived, you can buy a service kit, like a primary kit with towel, pillow, dishes for 70 euros. And when you come back to your country, you can sell it to 40 euros. There are a lot of things like this to help you. So.
Wow.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah, it sounds like fun. Yeah, it's going to be good information. You guys did great. Great. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so
good news. Thank you very much to be there today. We appreciate that. We will meet you one day. Nobody knows, but thank you a lot for this work.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad I was able to help. And if you could send me the link, if you could send me the link too, I would really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Bye, and thank you again. Bye.
No problem. Bye.